Regis, the inevitable question about strikers. Transfers generally, I mean, there's a lot of talk about you possibly getting one or two strikers in by the deadline tomorrow night, a couple of midfielders as well. What's the situation at the moment?
Still uncertain because nothing is finished at the moment, so it's difficult to comment the different situations with the different players, but we are working on the striker subject, we are working on midfielder subject and other position as well, because many things could happen during these two days.
It seems, are you potentially close to, I think, 7 from Ren and an exit from Serbia? Those are two that we talked about yesterday as possibly being close to the line or nearly done.
Yes, it's possible.
And
not sure, but possible.
but that's you're saying that optimistically. You're fairly confident.
I don't know if I can be confident in this kind of market because I have this experience before, and we are working hard, and I hope that at the end we'll have a better team with more talented players, a more balanced team, and so on. Yeah.
I know obviously a lot can happen in the next 48
yes,
hours.
absolutely.
But once the window shuts, if you got 2 more players in, would you be happy with that? Any more than that would be a bonus.
It's difficult because we don't know what will be exactly the situation at the end. With some players could leave, some other players could arrive at the training center. But I'm confident because, as I said before, I think we have a good team with a strong core, and if we can add to this core some specific elements, I think that the balance will be better. And we know that this league is very long, and with many weeks with 3 games per week. So in these situations, to have a stronger team with maybe 2 or 3 elements more, I think it could be interesting for us.
You mentioned midfielders. Does that probably mean someone like Pierre Ekwa might have to leave because you just will have too many in the squad ultimately if nobody leaves?
Yes, it's possible. We'll see.
and loans as well. I mean, you've mentioned
yes.
a few times.
Yeah.
There could be a few out on loan.
Yeah. Can
I ask you as well, because we haven't sort of spoken about it in the last few weeks, but your number 2, you were looking to bring in an assistant. Has there been any progress on that, or is that something you're still looking to do?
Yes, but we decided 2 weeks ago to stop that process at that level, at that stage, because of the work we have to do here, developing the team, working on the recruitment. So it wasn't easy to work on this third subject. So we decided to make a pause on that side, and then after the end of the transfer window, I think we will continue to search another assistant if it's possible.
There was some speculation as well that Haji Elise might have an injury. Is that right? Is it serious?
We don't know at the minute. It could be. I'm not very confident for a short period. Maybe it could be 3 or 4 weeks. So it's possible. The tests are ongoing, and we will have more information in the afternoon.
Do you know what specifically he's?
It's ankle injury, but I don't know exactly what is it. Yeah.
So that's a blow going into Portsmouth, having lost Dan Neil, obviously to suspension, and Elise, who has been playing exceptionally well since the start of the season.
Yes, he improved a lot, and I was very happy with his second half against Burnley. He made big steps in the understanding of his role, and it was very important for the team. So I'm not happy with the situation for him, because for him he improved a lot, and he worked hard to achieve these improvements, and for the team as well, for sure.
A fortnight ago we spoke about you spoke about Romain Mundle and what you'd hope he would be able to do in terms of his development and this high and low. High performance, there's a risk with Mundle you can then get a dip, but that was sort of replicated in what we talked about against Sheffield Wednesday, you did against Burnley. So are you hoping that Romain can put in that sort of performance again? I mean, obviously you will, but do you think he can maintain that consistency?
I think he can. Now he needs to show, because it's hard to sustain, to maintain this level. He's still young. He needs consistency. I think during the training session he's very involved, so it's a good sign. And after this performance, maybe some players could relax a little bit, but it wasn't the case this week. So I think he has this ability to repeat. Now he needs to show, and so this league is hard. To maintain this kind of level, it's never easy, but I'm confident for him. I'm confident.
And in terms of Dan Neil's absence, you thought there may be a sort of problem in who to play in that position. Is that the case, or have you got a clear mind?
Yes, we have many options. I'm not. How can I say this? I'm confident because we have many versatile players in the team. So it's when one player is missing, one important player, matchday captain, is missing, we have one or two solutions to solve that problem. If it was 4 weeks, 5 weeks, or 6 weeks, maybe it could be different. But for a game, for me, it's not a problem.
And Portsmouth are unbeaten, but they've drawn all 3 games.
Yeah.
Looks like there may be a few new faces in their team at the weekend as well. It's a fantastic place to go and play football, very atmospheric, noisy. What's your expectations at the weekend?
I'm still discovering the league, so for me, we just have to focus on our game, our development, our improvements, and we have many things to develop. So if we can keep our consistency in the defensive phase, for example, if we can create many chances and improve 2 or 3 small details in our game, for me it's the main focus. And then after we have an opponent, we'll have another scenario, we'll have an unpredictable game for sure, and we'll need to adapt. And our mindset is the improvement and the willingness to win. After we'll have an opponent, a strong opponent, and it will be a tough game for sure, but we have the ambition to play better.
Nick touched upon Portsmouth, old-fashioned sort of ground, very noisy, very lively. Are you confident that the younger players especially can cope with that different sort of environment?
We'll see. But the previous experiences were interesting because, for example, at Cardiff, it wasn't an easy game, really. And they cope with this situation very well. They stayed very stable. And against Burnley it was the case as well, because we only won 1-0. We received a red card, and I thought that the team stayed very stable. So these 2 experiences are interesting for us. Now we'll have another experience, and it's still a young team, but they played this kind of games before, and so I'm confident, not too confident, because if it was the case, I think it's a real mistake, but it's not the case at the minute.
Lots of talk about strikers. Of course, the club did bring in a forward player last week. So how is Wilson Isidore look this week? And if you want to use him, is he ready to play?
Yes, he's ready to play. And he has this possibility to play on the left side, on the right side, as a striker, so it's a good option for us.
I just ask you, how pleased are you with performance levels overall so far?
I was very happy with our 25 to 30 first minutes against Burnley. it was really the game we wanted to play, and not so satisfied because we didn't score twice, and I think it could have been a great idea. When you have this kind of momentum, you need to score because it's not usual. And after that period, obviously the opponent changed many small elements in their game, so we didn't adapt very quickly. During the halftime, it was the case. It was better during the second half, but this first part was very interesting. So if we have this possibility to play at that level, now we need to repeat with different scenarios, as I explained before. But we are able to play like that. So now this is the reference, and if we play lower, maybe I don't know what will be the reasons, but because we were able to play like that, now we need to repeat. For me, it's a reference.
Rishis, thank you. 2 months into your tenure here, what have you learned about your players and the club? Has it surprised you what you've learned? Obviously, the performances on the pitch have been good. What have you discovered?
I can say the players, because when I analyzed the video, it's not the same feelings when we train with them. So now I have a better understanding of the way they can train, the way they can play, their personalities as well. So this is, I think, the first thing I can say. And the second one is the relationship with the fans in the stadium. So the last game was really impressive on that side. I liked it, and if we can create this relationship with them, because we play well, I think it's the first part. The first step is the way we will play. Are we exciting or not? Are we proactive or not? Are we energetic or not? And if we are, I think that they will be behind us. And when they are behind us, the energy is crazy. So for us, it's another step to perform.
How is morale amongst the players? 3 wins out of 3.
Sorry?
How is morale amongst the players, the team?
I don't understand the question really.
How are they feeling? How are the players feeling now you've got 3 wins?
They like winning for sure, but I think they are not too high emotionally. So during the halftime and at the end of the games, it's still interesting to watch the faces, to analyze their emotional states, and they were quiet, confident and quiet, happy because we won for sure. But we know that the league is long. We know that we have only won 3 games, and we'll have 43 games ahead. So it's a good dynamic. It's a good start for sure, but it's not the end.
Regis, how have you transformed Sunderland from a side who last season were very passive, both on and off the ball, into a side who presses high and wins the ball back in dangerous areas?
I think the first step, the experience, even if it was tough last season, it was a great experience for them. So they know that they can play well, but they know as well that when they are not involved as a team, not involved in all the phases, they can lose, and the team spirit can fail really. So this experience, I think, was very useful to restart this season. This is, I think, one of the main reasons. The second reason, maybe, it's the way we are working as a staff and with them as well. We used the ideas of the last season when they played well, what were the pillars at that moment, and when they played bad, what were the reasons. And then we mixed all these ideas to start this season with them, with a very clear and simple game model, we want to play like that when we are out of possession. When the ball is with the opponent goalkeeper, we want to press like that. And when the block is lower, we want to press like that, and so on. And then I think the ideas are clear now with this background.
On the defensive side as well, you're a lot more solid, you're a lot more rigid. How do you get your side to change so seamlessly from an attacking, free-flowing aspect to going into the shape very quickly?
I always want to link the phases. So when we explained the game model, it wasn't like different isolated moments or phases. They are always linked. So when we attack, when we have the ball, where we are in possession, we have in our background the way we will defend just after the losing of the ball. So all the phases are linked, and we train like that. Okay, so I think now the players are more comfortable with these ideas, and during this first half, especially, it was the case.
And finally, is there a good emphasis on wide players this season? Obviously, we mentioned Romain Mundell, the likes of Patrick Roberts as well. Are they very much part of your plans in terms of how you will attack teams?
These players are very important because they are creative, and they can create with just 5 centimeters. They can create many things. So when they are wide, we want to pin the axial corridors or a side to give them spaces to create, and we want as well to give them some support with triangles. So for example, for Patrick Roberts, Patrick can play well because he has Rigi and Trey very close to him to support, to give him the possibility to make a pass or dribble. So an isolated player can play well. He always needs support, and I think these two triangles are working well at the minute.